an amazing video podcast with sports stars, entertainment celebrities, and other great guests, combining one host who has no legs, one host who lives in Duluth, Minnesota, and another host who seems to never be on the show. But now, on to the show with Troy, Dave, and maybe even Will.
Yes, yes, yes. We are back, and we have a very special holiday edition of the Geary, Stein and Stevens show. And no special guests, no fancy things, no anything other than the three of us that you want together. And that would be Troy, myself, and Will. So, hi, guys. It's great to have you guys here. Happy holidays, happy Thanksgiving for tomorrow and this weekend. And then whenever people see this, how are you guys doing? Will, it's great to see you, bud. What's going on?
It's good to see you all too. It's great to be on the show again with you folks. I'm just looking forward to a day off on holidays, spending time with friends and family, and watching a little bit of football and, just living the best life I can.
And Troy, we got big holidays up there in Duluth. What do you got going with the family and your plans? And how are you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. Looking forward tomorrow for a full day of football and turkey and all kinds of good stuff. So, yeah, it's going to be a great time.
And we don't get together this often to just kind of talk sports. And we've had a great year, a lot of great guests, and a lot of good guests coming up. Just blessed that what we get to do, and I'm so excited. I'm even wearing my Geary, Stein and Stevens shirt, which there are very few of these anymore. But we're going to talk some sports tonight, and of course, it's a little chilly, and people are talking about football. But man, baseball is going to gear up, and there's a lot of free agents that are going to be out there that could change the course of teams. And they're also going to ruin a lot of fans' lives. Troy, who you got as the top one out there, and what do you see happening?
Well, the odds-on favorite top one is Shohei Ohtani, and his representatives have tried to keep everything close to the test. But so it's going to be interesting. I think there's about 6-7 teams that really are actually have a chance to get him. But I have a prediction here in a minute. But yeah, I think he's the big one. And then there's a couple of pitchers, Sonny Gray from the Twins, Blake Snell of the Padres, and Cody Bellinger, who's played last year, played for the Cubs. So,
yeah, there's some great names out there. And of course, us Twins fans know that they don't really open up the pocketbooks a lot for some of those guys. So I don't think we're going to see Shohei. But what do you think about the chances are he ends up in New York, either a Met or a Yankee, because both of those teams need something to really get back out there?
yeah, I mean, I think both of them would love to have him. I don't know if these rumors are true, but it sounds like he prefers to be on the West Coast. I think it's kind of closer to home. So I'm going to give you my prediction. I'm thinking he'll sign with the Dodgers.
That would be pretty awesome. Will, would that make you a Dodger fan? I know you like Shohei.
I think Shohei's a very good player. I think he can be the face of the franchise wherever he goes. I think he's going to go to the Cubs. In one of the big factors into that is Seiya Suzuki is also on the Cubs, and he's from Japan, just like Shohei. So he'll have a a teammate that he could speak a native language to, which will make him feel more at home. So I think the Cubs are going to offer him a lot of money, the money that his representatives want, and I think you can see Shohei in Chicago.
Troy, are we looking at the biggest contract in the history of sports?
Yeah, I mean, last one was 500 million. I think this is going to be at least 600. And he said it's not about money, but I'm sure he's not going to feel bad about taking it.
Yeah, he won't be hurting. So, but we can talk a little bit more about football, and of course, it's been a unique year. And I think I don't want to say mediocrity, but I think some of those great ones have come back down to a level of, hey, they've kind of realized that they don't get to just walk into the playoffs every year. Patrick Mahomes, that offense has kind of had some burps. And of course, we talked about the Buffalo Bills and what they've seen. So tell us your first, let's see, what are we, 3 quarters through the season, Troy? Your thoughts on some of the surprises in the NFL?
Yeah, I mean, Tom Brady said last week there's a lot of mediocrity this year in the NFL. Not to mention the injuries that the quarterbacks have been taking. Joe Burrow, Aaron Rodgers, or our own Kirk Cousins here in Minnesota. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a down year in the NFL for sure, and I think there's really only 3 or 4 teams that we're going to be seeing in Arizona, excuse me, in Las Vegas in February.
And again, not being accused of being homers, but the Vikings are back in that talk. A little bit of a reality check, Will, last week, but all in all, if they get Jefferson back, they could do some damage. And if they get that wild card again, we've seen those teams take it all the way.
Well, with the Josh Dobbs situation, I feel like it's very similar to what we saw with Case Keenum in 2017. Another similar situation that you can look at is San Francisco in 2012 when Alex Smith got injured and Colin Kaepernick replaced him. And then Colin Kaepernick became a sensation for the remainder of that season, and San Francisco went to the Super Bowl. I'm not saying that Minnesota Vikings are going to go to the Super Bowl by any means, but that's the ceiling on what could happen. But I just feel like Philadelphia and Detroit are complete football teams right now. So
I,
I
I'm
think
excited for Detroit. If the Vikings can't get in, it's like you always like 1A or 1B so you can support the Packers or whatever. But it's been so long since the Lions have been there, and I really think you know. It would be fun to see them take a ride through the playoffs and actually, do something, not just, be talked about, but live up to those expectations. And Troy, I know you've watched those Lions, and they've got a great running back. I mean, is this a team that could go all the way?
Yeah, I mean their defense is phenomenal, and I mean their offensives each week is kind of picking up. We'll see them on Thanksgiving against the Packers, so another national audience game for them. Yeah, out of the teams on NFC, I think the Lions have a great chance of winning the division over the Eagles. So it'd be great to see a new, fresh team and at the Super Bowl. The Lions never been there; they never won it, so it would be a good story.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we get some other teams in there that we've not seen there, and it's good for football. It's reinvigorating, and again, looks like we are not going to have a home team in the Super Bowl. So Las Vegas, we're sorry, you're going to have to host again another time and talk about some big matchups. There's another one coming up this weekend where a college coach is on the sidelines who has been suspended. I mean, it's been a crazy year in college football. And it gets crazier when the stories come out with Michigan and Jim Harbaugh and the Stein stealing allegations and all of that chaos. Yet throughout that, they're still playing good football. They have a big matchup this weekend. Will?
so. That's going to be a tough matchup, even with Ohio State coming to town. It's going to be a tough matchup. It's going to be a good game for both teams. If Blake Corum and Devontae Edwards can manage the clock and run the football, I think Michigan has a good chance. If they have to rely on J.J. McCarthy too much, then Michigan's in trouble, and Ohio State will represent the Big Ten in the college football playoff.
And Will, do you think? Well, actually, Troy, I want to ask you this: do you think all the stuff that's gone on with Harbaugh, which, from what we understand, goes on everywhere, yet they're just picking on him this year? I mean, do you think it's fair, unfair, and where do you see it heading?
I mean, I believe each team does some sort of this. It sounds like Michigan has gone kind of over extreme, kind of like how the Astros got punished for their garbage can stuff back in the day. And then the league basically made example. I think they're going to do that with Harbaugh. I know the lawsuit is over, but the NCAA is still looking into it. So I could see this continuing going on next year and maybe impossibly even being suspended. Look for Harbaugh to go. I think look for Harbaugh to go back to the NFL. I don't think the college is his cup of tea. He rather help and work through players than try to recruit them and play all these games. So, but yeah, me and Will both Michigan here in Minnesota. early on the season, and they looked really good. So even though without Harbaugh, I think it's going to be a really good game. Ohio State has a lot of weapons as well. So I'm thinking it's going to be like a 27-23 type of game. And I'll give it to the home team, Michigan.
And I don't think any of those teams out west, and sad to say the Pac-12, which won't be anymore. A lot of great rivalries with USC, UCLA, Arizona State, but there's Washington creeping up, still back out there, and Oregon possibly, So are they still legitimate contenders in the playoffs? Do you think, or is it pretty much we've got the Final Four already set?
Yeah, I'm gonna think Washington gets in. I know they beat Oregon, who was right behind them. They have a really good quarterback, Michael Penix Jr., who should be a top pick next year in the NFL draft. So there will be my fourth team. I think though there might actually could possibly be two Pac-12 teams in the top four, depending on what happens with that Ohio State Michigan game and the Florida State playing, I believe, Louisville, the last game of the season. So this next 3 or 4 weeks of college football is going to be really interesting.
And Will, before we go to break, I still think it's anybody's call for who's going to get that Heisman. I mean, there are so many guys that still could come up with good games next couple of weeks that I still think it's a crapshoot.
Well, the Heisman has gone to the quarterbacks the last couple years. I think Michael Penix has shown the most consistent play throughout the year. So if they're going to give it to a quarterback, I'd say give it to Michael. But I think Blake Corum has been the best overall player in college football. So if they're going by best player, I'd say Blake. But since it seems like it's been a quarterback-driven reward as of late, I think the best quarterback has been Michael Penix, and he should get it if you go by quarterback play.
All right. Well, we'll put that to the test, and we'll come back in a few weeks and see if you were right. And we hope you're listening and watching to the Geary, Stein and Stevens vodcast. Again, this is our special holiday Thanksgiving edition where we get together and we just get to talk and have each other and be thankful for what we do. So stay with us. We've got a new initiative now where we're also going to have PSAs for charities that mean a lot to us. We're kicking it off with the Easter seals, so don't go away. You're watching Geary, Stein and Stevens.
Air travel can feel like a nightmare, but for 1 in 4 Americans with disabilities, real nightmares happen every day. No accessible bathrooms on most flights. 31 wheelchairs damaged daily by airlines, disrupting lives, sometimes for months. So many other barriers to safe travel. Change isn't easy, but we can build the world's most accessible travel system. Help us make sure airplanes connect everyone, to family and friends, to opportunity, to possibilities. We're Easter Seals.
We told you all year long, and now we have to holler. We ruined our homes and stretched out all our hearts. So freshly dressed, that's the sign to go. With hundreds of amazing shirts and places to spend your dough. Oh, freshly dressed, will light your shopping load. And say you want for 7 travel with the GSS show code. The GSS show code.
Welcome back to the show. I just want to, real quick, before we get back into talking sports here, apparently we won some sort of award. Dave, I'll hand it over to you. I mean, just phenomenal out in Connecticut.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are part of this. I know they said it went to Ability Media, but Easter Seals saw the podcast that we do. They saw what we do with the little technology, but again, we make it look good. And yeah, we got this award from the state of Connecticut for best collaboration of the year with Comcast, NBC, Universal. And now they have me talking to NBC Universal about doing more and more stuff with what we're doing. Because, again, when they see the Geary, Stein and Stevens show on your home TV and on Roku, and we're putting their veterans on that, it is helping them to see. They're going to gather around the TV this weekend and see that we've put their show on with our commercials and our inserts. But yet again, it's these veterans. And so that's why I'm so excited. I'm very thankful. And, again, you guys are a part of it because people see us, they like what we do. So thank you very much, Troy, for calling me out on that. I appreciate it. And again, it's so cool that we can make a difference. We can make an impact. And so that's thanks to our followers, our social media people, and all the fans out there that, and hey, we'll even start talking about a new sponsor called LifeWave, which Troy and I experienced down in Dallas. There are these amazing patches that are stem cells that they put onto you that you put all over the place. And we're going to be working with Tammy Wellman with that group. Again, you're going to be seeing commercials and things, and we wouldn't be using it if we hadn't tried it out and seen it firsthand. Do you remember, Troy, what that felt like down there at the Celebrity Softball Classic?
Yeah, meeting the people from LifeWave, you know how you always get skeptical and you're like, oh, here's another gimmick product. But seeing it actually be used and actually worked, and, Dave, you've been having shoulder issues for years, using your hands all the time, and you putting it on the next day, and I asked how you felt, and you said, I feel great. And I thought, wow, this stuff must really work. So I tried it too, and it literally makes you feel 100 times better. So I'm glad that we came together, and we're going to partner with LifeWave. Going to be in Dallas next week. Dave, I'll let you talk about that real quick.
Yeah. Hopefully, the Dallas Cowboys will allow Troy and I to go down and cover the Seattle Seahawks game that will be in Texas. It'd be my second time at that stadium, and we'll just do a little TV, have a little bit of a show, do some post game, and get ready for the Abilities Expo, which I'm going for to be in collaboration with LifeWave and, of course, the Abilities Expo. I get to do TV and media for them to help other people out there. So I am so thankful. I know this is our Thanksgiving thankful show, but it is so awesome that the support we have from our friends and family. And so back to the show. That was a long extra commercial and PSA. But Troy, kick us off with the second part of this show.
Yeah. So, guys, we're going to talk about, things that we're thankful for and favorite holiday traditions, football games. Let's start with the first our favorite NFL Thanksgiving memory. I'll start with mine. I believe it was 1998 Vikings versus Cowboys. John Madden, Pat Summerall, Fox. Randy Moss has 3 touchdowns and 4 catches, over almost 200 yards in the Cowboys, the Vikings game. And the Vikings just trounced the Cowboys. And then you get the traditional turducken and turkey leg on the sideline. That's always was great watching Madden and Summerall do that. I know they've kind of tried to replicate that with others, but it's just not the same. I know NBC has done it and some other networks. But Will, what is your favorite NFL Thanksgiving memory?
So in 2017, I went to the Vikings-Lions game, not knowing what to expect. I knew Thanksgiving was always a big deal with the Detroit Lions and the city of Detroit. I attended the Thanksgiving game and didn't know what to expect tailgating, but it was one of the best tailgates I've ever been to. Seeing all the Lions super fans prepare a hot tub, seeing a hot tub in late November kind of surprised me a little bit. Just getting together with my football family and meeting new friends and having a Thanksgiving meal at a tailgate lot at a football game. I never thought I'd get to experience that in my life, but it was one of the best football related experiences that I've had with my football family that I still call family to this day.
Well, that's awesome, Will. And I've got to throw mine out. And as obscure, I grew up in Arizona. We didn't have a football team. We didn't have the Arizona Cardinals. So people kind of globbed onto the Cowboys, or you hated the Raiders. But I'll never forget in 1980, the Chicago Bears were playing the Detroit Lions, which was the customary Lions game on Thanksgiving. And Vince Evans got them into overtime. Remember the ageless Vince Evans, who played up until he was like 60, I think it was. They got the Lions into overtime. The Lions kicked off, and then Dave Williams took the opening kickoff in overtime and returned it for a touchdown. So right as we were sitting down at Thanksgiving dinner, everybody goes nuts, and you thought you were going to have a little extra overtime football, and there it was. So yeah, again, it's obscure, but it was 1980, and it was just that's a great moment etched into my mind. And again, I love the tradition of football. I love that the NFL has extended it to 3 games on Thanksgiving, and now we got a Black Friday game as far as that and all the marketing. But it's a great tradition, and and then I'm going to put you guys on the spot, because not only am I thankful for you guys and being a part of this show, but I'm also thankful for the opportunities that we've done with Easter Seals and Veterans Rally Point and all those organizations, Mindy Shire and Runway of Dreams and D3 Day and Pro Stance and all those guys. So I am so thankful for all of the philanthropy that I get to do in my life. And I feel good because we get a platform to utilize it. So Will, what are you thankful for, brother?
Well, first of all, I'm thankful for you and Troy. So thank you for supporting me in my journey and everything that I'm doing on and off the mic. I'm also thankful for everybody that I've seen throughout the football season, whether it's at a Vikings game or whether it's a football game where the Vikings don't play. I get to see my football family. I get to hang out. Tailgates never lose. And I am thankful for my health and all the people I get to share myself with.
Troy, what are you thankful
Yeah,
for?
I mean,
know you
like
got a
I
great
said,
family.
you guys brought it up. I mean, you guys are both amazing individuals, and not just doing the show. I mean, you're just genuine great people. So I both thank you both for that. We've had a great year and a half. I mean, and I just know it's going to get better and better. We're reaching so many different people through so many different platforms, and doing a lot of good. So I'm just thankful for that, and then thankful that we're going to have another great season and another great year coming up.
And we're in the project, working on the project of more Super Bowl coverage in Las Vegas this year. We're put in for our credentials, and we hope the league still loves us. So looking forward to, again, providing insight and coverage that you won't get for any other podcasts, which is what we do. And also welcoming the Disability Channel to your home TV and the Roku platform. So again, all of the worlds that we bring together is helping. So Jay Stoyan, who is also on one of our Your Home TV television shows today. I saw it on LinkedIn. So again, we continue to make an impact. And as long as you guys support us and follow us and share us and like us, that's all we can ask. So we're going to take one more quick break and put a bow on this show and come back. So we are the 3 of us. I'm Dave Stevens. This guy below me is,
I don't know,
Troy. And that would leave
Well,
all right. Take us to break, Will.
so thank you guys for continuing to watch. We look forward to giving you guys more great content as we head to a commercial break. We will see you right after these commercials from your streaming stations or wherever you get your favorite podcast.
Looking for shirts as a thicker guy can be difficult, but Fresh Clean Threads has you covered. They're designed with a little extra room in the stomach area, but still a nice clean fit on the arms and chest. They're also so comfortable that my girl loves to steal them to sleep in sometimes. They're easily the best fitting shirts I've ever worn. I get compliments every time I throw one on. People even ask if I've been hitting the gym more. Fresh Clean Threads fit like a designer shirt, but for a fraction of the cost. You've got to check them out.
Hi, everybody. Dave Stevens for the Geary, Stein and Stevens show at the Miami Marlins ballpark. And you know what? We get great stars, celebrities, and entertainers on our show, but there's all kinds of great programming and content on Your Home TV. Your Home TV is a free on-demand streaming service reaching global audiences. They feature family-friendly programs with a vast selection of topics and interests. Their platform ideally matches content producers, leading viewers, smart device precision, and immersive HD experiences, plus ease of transaction solutions for everyone. Plus, they've got great shows and content like A Moment of Zen, Financial Freedom, the retirement halftime show, and Make It Happen. And they have all kinds of travel shows, food shows, great programming, and great content. So for more information, go to yourhometv.com. Check out the Geary, Stein and Stevens show and all of the other great shows. yourhometv.com. Tell them Dave sent you.
Welcome back, everybody. Before we go, we're just going to talk a quick little NBA. Our favorite Timberwolves fan and former guest on the show, Craig Kilborn, is over the moon right now over the Minnesota Timberwolves start. Will, have you had a chance to see the Timberwolves this year?
I'm surprised that they're 10-3. Seems like Anthony Edwards is starting to lead this team the way that we thought he would have a couple years ago, and Cat is starting to gel with Anthony. We'll see how it goes, but a 10-3 start, you can't be too upset about it if you're a Minnesota Timberwolves fan. And they're starting to get this national recognition based off of their performance so far, and we'll see how far it goes. But 10-3 is a very good start for those Minnesota Timberwolves.
And it's been fun to actually have people talk and make comments. I know Troy and I had some fun with one of our buddies talking about Timberwolves, and I think I even threw out it was a full court shot by Pooh Richardson to beat the Boston Celtics, because it's been way too long for these Timberwolves to have anybody nationally talk about them. And I'm excited that they're in that talk, at least right now. Again, they're 10-3. This tournament, I don't know if I'm a fan of it. I don't really like the courts for these tournament games. Troy, what are your thoughts on this tournament and the weird, just psychedelic colors that lose me?
Yeah, I mean, the uniforms, too, are all different. The courts, I think there's already been some complaints about the color schemes and just how elaborate they are. I still don't really understand the tournament, and I've watched the video that's supposed to explain the tournament like 3 different times, and I still don't know what they're doing. But the NBA wants to keep teams interested throughout the season, and this is their way, they think, of having some sort of incentive and some extra money for these players to not sit on the bench and take a rest day or engage throughout the season. So,
and a slow start to some of the teams that they thought. The Suns have kind of stumbled out of the gate. Beasley hasn't even played yet. He's out another 3 weeks, but they're starting to see the gelling of Durant and Booker, which is nice. LeBron, again, doesn't play like he's 37 or 38, so the Lakers are hovering, but you're just waiting for that big injury to the other big guy on that team. So, it's been fun, and I think that the league is getting some interest in this term. I don't even understand if are the championship games considered 2 extra games then, because they're not on the schedule to get to that championship point, right? There's a Final Four.
Yeah, actually the Final Four is going to be in Vegas in January. So technically, yeah, it is 2 extra games for those 4 teams, or 2 teams at least. And so other teams 82. The tournament winner will play 84. So,
and we'll talk college basketball in a couple of weeks. We'll have some guests on. We'll have Mr. Greenberg, who said he was joined us. We have to get him before he gets all bogged down at ESPN. But this is it. We wanted to just get together and talk to everybody and say hi and let everybody see that Will does exist, that we do see him from time to time. It's funny when Craig Kilborn or Kenny Mayne or somebody is always like, "Where's Will? We don't see Will. We don't see Will." So, Will,
he's a world traveler, though. He's a world traveler.
Yeah. Give us your final holiday thoughts as we end our Thanksgiving Day show, Will.
I hope everybody has a safe and happy holiday season. I hope that you guys get to enjoy more of me as the shows continue up until the Super Bowl and even past the Super Bowl. I look forward to connecting with all of you guys on and off the mic, whether it's on social media, in person, or through text message. And we look forward to giving you the best content that we can make available to you guys.
And I wish we could give some of the secrets that Troy and I have been working on to some of the guests, but we can just tell you we have a Nancy Lieberman set up for mid-January, and again, all these people that finally get back to you in their busy schedules. But Troy, how about you? Holiday thoughts?
Yeah, I'd like to echo what Zilla said. I wish everybody a safe and happy holidays. This is busy time of the year. Stay safe out there, and we'll look forward to continue to provide great guests and great content for you the rest of the year and beyond. And so it's going to be a great next 3 or 4 months for all of us.
Thank you to Will. Thank you to Troy. Thank you to Fresh Clean Threads, who has stuck with us through thick and thin. I also want to thank Your Home TV and Dean and Dominic and all those wonderful people that have really helped us. When you see the numbers, and we're talking millions and millions of people clicking on us all around the world, it's pretty overwhelming, and we couldn't do it without you. So thanks, everybody. We'll have more guests and all kinds of fun coming up. Continue to follow us on all social media platforms, wherever you find podcasts. I'm Dave Stevens for Troy, for Will. Happy holidays, everybody.
Thank you for tuning in to the Geary, Stein and Stevens Show. Follow us on social media. Watch us on yourhometv.com, or now we're on Roku. Download it and watch us. And thanks for tuning in. Until next time, America.